I still can't believe, man, that
I'll tell you what, man.
Phillip Rivers played on Sunday.
I mean, that's nuts. He was good.
I've kind of been thinking about it since it happened. It's just wild.
And,
Almost won.
Should have.
Yeah.
Drawing it all together, because that's what I do here, is I don't just give takes. I weave a tapestry. I put something together. It's not just me throwing things out as takes.
You're not like a Jackson Pollock painting. You're more like a Bob Ross.
Hey, look at you.
Bob
Ross.
Make me need little trees?
I'm not a Bob Ross.
Our history major.
Little trees?
Look at my hair.
I mean, that's true.
I'm as far from Bob Ross as
I'm just talking your stylings.
Understood.
Yeah. Little trees.
But Jackson Pollock is a great analogy where you just
thank you.
I guess you're just flinging paint.
Think you know everything about me and you don't.
Did I just make every art history major, including my wife Blanche, by saying, you know what he's doing? He's flinging paint.
I mean,
It's like a monkey in a lab, just flinging his own feces.
Wait for the comments here.
Like Frank Grillo on Billions.
There you go.
Deep cut.
So we had in hour one Mark Schlereth talking about how he views Rivers as an indication of the lack of quarterback play in the NFL, quality quarterback play. Because I asked him, is Kyler Murray going to still be the quarterback in Arizona? Because he just covered Arizona. He just did the Arizona Texans game. And his answer was how there's a handful of quarterbacks in a league filled with arm strength. And what that means is how the position is mental. It's neck up. And Phillip Rivers at age 44 has the neck up ability along with just enough physical prowess to be able to almost go into one of the toughest buildings to play in and win. Having not played in 5 years.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't stress it enough. I had NFL Network look it up. There have been some quarterbacks that have gone between starts in the NFL longer than Phillip Rivers' 1,800-day stretch. But those quarterbacks went to other leagues like the CFL before coming back to the NFL. They didn't retire and sit at home for 1,800 days or coach football or drop off at the pickup,
School.
spot at school. Like that's insane. But it is, also an indication of how many unready quarterbacks there are in the NFL. That Riley Leonard could absolutely, even with his bad knee, beat Phillip Rivers in a 40-yard dash and could 100% move around in the pocket better than Phillip Rivers. Could pick up a first down with his legs if necessary in this league where we've lionized two-way play at quarterback. Look at Josh Allen. Look at Lamar. Look at Kyler sometimes, right?
Sometimes.
Riley Leonard could do all that, but neck up, not a shot. Not a shot. He's a long way away from being in Phillip Rivers' neighborhood in that regard. And it just goes to show you how, I guess, what would you do? Would you like VR it with these guys and give them non-stop tests every day about if this is your play call and this is your defense, this is what you need to be looking for, and have them simulate it? Like, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, Jane Daniels did that at LSU, and we saw how great his rookie season went. I mean, there's no reason to think that wasn't going to happen this year. This year it got derailed with injury, which you can't predict. But yeah, the VR thing, I think, is kind of the new wave.
Maybe that's it, to get your quarterbacks up to speed enough, but the speed of the game can't be mimicked. Again, a 44-year-old man who clearly has Hall of Fame ability.
Semifinalist this year.
Correct, and willingly removed him from that consideration. Although T.J. Jefferson said there should be a rule for those who are 44 years old and had went 1,800 days in between starts. And
For their contributions to the game.
For throwing 421 career touchdown passes before you threw 422 in the damn near playoff atmosphere win, that there should be an exception and that you still can be considered for the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
To the rule,
and I made a facetious comment that if Mahomes isn't ready to start the season next year for the Chiefs, get him in there. Get Phillip Rivers to start September and October for you. I mean, he can keep you. He can start. He can potentially give you a better start than the Chiefs had this year, which was 0-2.
Yeah.
Chad Henne play?
Although, again, it's just once. You know, I'd love to know, did Mike McDonald show the Seahawks footage of Phillip Rivers from the Colts 5 years ago to prep?
Rivers was pretty good in that year. Remember they made the playoffs.
No, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But
he
also
had 4,000 yards.
He also had to throw a Hail Mary to try and win that game at the end against the Bills, and he barely got it to the end zone.
Yeah.
And that's when it was just like, okay, this is it for Phillip.
Yeah.
Until 5 years later, when his neck-up ability shows in this sport that is more important potentially than your physical ability to move around. And all you got to do is just protect yourself. Unless, of course, you know, the carriage starts turning back into a pumpkin real fast. You remember our friend Jeff Saturday? He won his first game as head coach.
He did.
Remember Matt Ryan ran for 50 yards? Like, you remember he ran?
He had a really long run in that
against
game,
the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
Like, it was weird, and then the wheels completely fell off.
Yeah.
Last time the Colts did something wild in the middle of the season to try and save it. Unless, of course, you know, the pumpkin hits coming up this weekend, or this Monday night on ESPN and ABC and all the family of networks when the Niners come into Indianapolis. And we've already established that if certain results occur, where the Chargers win, for instance, or the Jaguars beat Denver, for instance, right? Or the Bills beat Cleveland, for instance, which are all feasible, and the Colts lose, the Colts are out, and all those teams are in. Big problem. The Niners could end this whole thing. Kyle Shanahan said this on his weekly radio appearance. I want to play it because I thought this was pretty funny. Kyle Shanahan apparently spoke to Phillip Rivers last week.
Wasn't he their backup plan once if Purdy wasn't ready for the Super Bowl or something like that?
I think they did kick a tire once upon a time on what was going on when Trey Lance went down and then Jimmy went down, Garoppolo went down, and they decided let's stick with Purdy. But that's not the reason why he was on the phone with him. Gus Bradley, who used to coach Phillip Rivers when he was with the Colts the last time, was apparently on the phone with Phillip. But we'll let the head coach of the Niners tell the rest of the story.
You know, I actually got to talk to him a little bit last week, and I I admire the hell out of it. I mean, it's I think he's capable of it. You know, what he did last night, he gave that team a chance to win. So we all know everyone's seen that he's capable of it. But the way he plays and the style he plays with, I respect him as much as any quarterback I've ever studied.
Why did you talk to him last week? How did that come about?
Just because he was talking with Gus, because he's got a good relationship with Gus Bradley, being together there with the Chargers. And then Gus just came down to my room and got to talk to him for a little bit. I was telling him how cool it would be. And then at about 10 seconds into it, I realized that we were playing against him in 10 days. So I tried to kind of sway away from that and tell him how dumb it would be, but it didn't work.
Yeah, he would have, if the 49ers had beaten the Eagles in the NFC Championship game in 2023,
because
Rivers could have been their emergency quarterback just in case.
Could you imagine if that had happened?
Yeah.
Because we went nuts, rightfully so, for a Week 15 regular season game.
Yeah.
If that had been a shot to go to the Super Bowl?
You remember that was the game that Hassan Reddick blew up Brock Purdy,
Right,
and
right.
Josh
And
Johnson was the Niner quarterback, and he went into concussion protocol.
And then McCaffrey started running Wildcat.
Yeah.
By the way, Gus Bradley was with the Chargers. That's how far back he goes with Phillip Rivers. Awesome. Just can't get enough of it, and we'll see what happens at the end of Week 16. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.